On this week's Cars.com's On the Road, find out what really drives tow truck drivers. Discover a free GPS mobile app that can get you there with ease. And learn firsthand what all the fuss is about as we test drive a Chevy Volt. All this and more. So let's get rolling, because the show's about to start.
My name's Mike, and I tow cars. Well, we're not the average tow truck drivers. We don't really go out and tow people broken down. We're pretty much out doing the parking lot enforcement. In this situation, I have a pickup truck that's illegally parked between two other cars. I got to get the car out before the owner comes and causes a confrontation. We encounter a lot of stuff that normal people would never see in a lifetime. The places we go, a lot of people wouldn't drive through there during the day. We're out there by ourselves. I've seen a lot of stuff. I've found bodies in cars. I've been shot at twice. All kinds of stuff. I could go on and on forever. It's a different type of job, and you got to be a different type of person to do it. This is a style truck that I prefer to use. I've been driving the same style since 2001. It's pretty much damage-free. It's near impossible to damage a car with these. It's a quick pick, MP40. I like it because you can do the 90-degree shots. The wheel lift turns that way. These actually close that way around your tires. When I lift it up, I pick up your car and you're hooked. The only thing that touches on here are your tires to the wheel lift. There's no chains or nothing like that, so it's pretty much impossible to damage a car. I've had this truck now for 6 years. It's been the best truck I ever had. We go through a lot together, and it's pretty much the only thing that keeps me safe throughout the night. I've had people come at me with baseball bats, knives. I've been shot at twice. Saw some people get shot. People throwing stuff at the truck, bricks, bottles, rocks. We're contracted with about 200 different properties where they have problems with people parking in their fire lanes, parking on their lawns, parking and leaving the property. Some places up in Hartford only have enough spaces for their tenants, and there's no room for visitors, and people park in there that don't belong, and we tow their cars. Some cases in Hartford, you get a lot of drug dealing activity going on in the parking lots, prostitution going on in the parking lots, and with us going through and taking cars, they see us in there all the time, and it tends to keep that kind of stuff out of there. Bottom line, don't be stupid.
There are people who tell us that America's energy future will be based on hydrogen. And right now you can find a few hydrogen-powered vehicles on the road, such as this experimental fuel cell model that I've had a chance to drive now for 4 months. Everywhere I go, though, people have a couple of basic questions. First, where do you get hydrogen, and how do you refuel it? To answer those questions, we're here at Sun Hydro today.
Sun Hydro is a new startup company focused on development of a packaged hydrogen fueling station that could be easily deployed with a minimal amount of time and effort, so that when fuel cell cars begin to run on our roads around 2015, Sun Hydro will be there to provide the hydrogen they're going to need to fuel with. Fueling this vehicle is very straightforward. We have a fueling pump. We have a fueling port on the car. The port looks actually a little bit different. It looks like a high-pressure air connection. In actuality, it's designed to retain 10,000 psi hydrogen pressure. Because all of this equipment is still experimental, we need to tell the station which type of vehicle we're fueling. Now, this is something that's very familiar to all of us. I'm being asked to put my credit card in. The cost to provide hydrogen to this vehicle is entirely comparable with $4 a gallon gasoline cost that we incur today. The station automatically does some pressure checks and some self-diagnostics. The nozzle, it somewhat resembles a conventional nozzle. Give the shape, the pistol grip. We just put it on the vehicle, pull back on the handle, lock it in, and now this is where automation takes over. We push the continue button, and it will automatically fill the car to its maximum pressure. The hydrogen going into the vehicle, in order to make it be able to fill it quickly, is pre-chilled. When you touch this nozzle, you'll actually feel it's quite cold. The temperature is actually minus 20 degrees Celsius, which is very cold. This enables us to fill the car rapidly without any issues or any concerns about overheating the plastic and carbon fiber wrapped tanks on board the vehicle. Once the fueling display tells me I'm done, we disconnect the nozzle. We hang it up and we collect our receipt.
Welcome to the Stevens Auto Mall Center Marketplace. Presenting this 2004 Toyota 4Runner. It features an automatic transmission, 4-wheel drive, and a 4-liter 6-cylinder engine. All of the following features are included: heated seats, front dual-zone air conditioning, remote keyless entry, a trailer hitch, and power windows. Toyota provides the security of passengers with a number of safety features. Priced at under $19,000 with less than $70,000 on the odometer, it won't last long. Climb inside the 2008 Toyota Highlander. A 3.5 V6 engine pairs with a sophisticated 5-speed automatic transmission, providing a smooth and predictable driving experience. Top features include power windows, front and rear cup holders, variably intermittent wipers, and remote keyless entry. A third-row seat provides maximum passenger capacity. Premium sound is driven from 6 speakers. This car has less than $65,000 on the odometer. With a price under $22,000, you'll want to test drive it today. Step into the 2007 Toyota Tundra. Smooth gear shifts are achieved thanks to the powerful 8-cylinder engine. And for added security, dynamic stability control supplements the drivetrain. 4-wheel drive takes you places you've only imagined. Top features include cruise control, one-touch window functionality, variably intermittent wipers, a trailer hitch, and power windows. All this utility for under $24,000. Come test drive this 2009 Toyota Camry. With less than 40,000 miles on the odometer, this 4-door sedan prioritizes comfort, safety, and convenience. It features an automatic transmission, front-wheel drive, and a 2.4-liter 4-cylinder engine. It also features one-touch window functionality, remote keyless entry, and power windows. Priced under $20,000, this Camry is priced to move.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Beauregard.
And I'm Patrick Olson. Here's the news this week from Cars.com.
Well, if you've ever wondered how smaller cars fare in crashes, the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety has some answers. It found that small cars and sports cars have the highest rates of death in accidents. The IIHS studied cars from the 2005 to 2008 model years in its most recent study.
The IIHS also found that large SUVs are some of the least deadly vehicles on the road. That's mainly due to SUVs being early adopters of electronic stability control. The IIHS changed its approach this year, but said that, on average, there are 48 driver deaths per million cars on the road. For the 2001 to 2004 model years, that rate was 79 deaths per million cars, and it was 87 deaths per million cars for the 1999 to 2002 model years.
The cars with the fewest are the Audi A6 4-door 4-wheel drive, the Mercedes-Benz E-Class 4-door 4-wheel drive, the Toyota Sienna, the Ford Edge 4-wheel drive, the Nissan Armada 4-wheel drive, the Land Rover Range Rover Sport, and the Land Rover LR3. These cars all had 0 driver deaths per million vehicles. The March earthquake and tsunami in Japan continue to take their toll on worldwide car production. The natural disasters could affect the timetable for building Nissan's electric Leaf here in the US, reports say. Nissan's Smyrna, Tennessee plant, where the Altima, Maxima, and Nissan's SUVs are built, is undergoing retrofits that'll let the car company build roughly 150,000 Leafs in the US each year. The plant was scheduled to start full-scale production in late 2012, but now Nissan is trying to dampen those expectations. Meanwhile, Volkswagen has pulled the cord on the backup camera option for the 2012 Touareg, Tiguan, and Passat CC sedan because of supply shortages caused by the earthquake and tsunami, according to the New York Times.
Everyone likes to get something for free, and GM now has added free maintenance to its certified pre-owned program. All Chevy, Buick, and GMC certified pre-owned vehicles will get 2 years or 30,000 miles of free maintenance. GM is the first automaker to offer free maintenance for its CPO inventory. The free maintenance includes oil changes, tire rotations, and multi-point vehicle inspections free of charge. Cadillac is not part of this change because the brand already had a 6-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, but no complimentary maintenance program for certified pre-owned vehicles.
It's that time of year again when automakers start revealing what their plans are for the next model year.
While we hear plenty of things about new models, there are some old models that are definitely going away for 2012.
Some of the models going away, at least for 2012. Volvo is dropping the S40 sedan and the V50 wagon. GM will no longer make the Chevy HHR, Cadillac DTS, and Buick Lucerne. Nissan is axing the Altima Hybrid.
Check back regularly with us on KickingTires.com for the latest news on new and discontinued models.
Few cars have been as anticipated as this Chevrolet Volt. The concept versions began showing up at car shows back in 2007. Now, the production version is available at Chevrolet dealers. Here's how it works. You can recharge the Chevrolet Volt by plugging it into a standard 110-volt household outlet. If the battery pack is completely discharged, plan on taking about 10 to 12 hours for a full recharge. Or if you have a 220-volt charging station available, General Motors says the recharge will take about 4 hours. Either way, plan on charging it with about 13 kilowatt hours of electrical energy. Once the battery pack is discharged, the 1.4-liter gasoline engine starts and runs a generator that continues to power the vehicle for another 300 miles. The Chevrolet Volt is a 4-door, 4-passenger hatchback, which means you have a good amount of cargo space, as you can see right here. And if that's not enough, the rear seats fold for even more cargo capacity. Performance is lively. 0 to 60 took 8.6 seconds and throttle response is quick. The ride is stable and compliant, and handling is pretty good. The car is nearly silent in its operation, which means pedestrians who cross by ear could be in real trouble. But Chevrolet includes a little horn that's polite to warn them that you're coming. The center stack has a large display and way too many touch-sensitive buttons that require the driver's complete attention. So what's the cost? Prices start at $41,000. Most buyers initially should be eligible for a $7,500 tax credit, however. As for operation, in the electric mode, I averaged, with careful driving, nearly 4 miles per kilowatt hour, for a cost per mile for fuel of 4.6 cents. The Chevy Volt could be a money saver if you take lots of short trips and you can recharge the battery between each one of your journeys. That way you don't have to use the gasoline engine much, if at all. However, if you're a long-haul driver and you're going to be doing a lot of your driving on the gasoline engine, a car like the Chevy Cruze, on which the Volt is based, might be a better buy.
So even though the price of dedicated GPS units such as this one have been coming down recently, you may still be in the market for a mobile app that also works as a GPS. Have I got the one for you? I'm Jeff with On the Road, and I'm here to tell you about MapQuest for Mobile. MapQuest for Mobile is a full-fledged GPS for your iPhone, and the best part is, it's free. Check it out. It's MapQuest for Mobile. Obviously, you're not going to want to do anything while you're moving, so you're going to want to get a dash mount. Now let's say you want to type in directions on where you're going. So it uses your phone's GPS to figure out where you are, and if you press the directions button, you can actually use your phone's contacts to select the name of somebody you need to go see. Once that's loaded, you can press Start Navigation, get your car going in the right direction, and off you go. One of the really cool features of this app that I like is this bar down here, which allows me to find various things where I'm headed, such as places to eat, pops up different places where there's restaurants. I can choose the one that I want to go to, for example, Casa Mia. I can even choose to go here, or I could choose the phone number. I can call in for reservations and things like that. And you can customize it the way you want it. You can choose settings and choose the position icon. You can choose a robot or a battleship, a car, the waving man. You can choose direction settings, which allows you to do things like select highways if you want to avoid highways. So that's MapQuest for mobile. Again, a free download from the iTunes Store. I suggest you take it with you today.
Toyota Sienna minivans with all-wheel drive came with run-flat tires. Why? Because with the all-wheel drive system, there was no room for a spare. Unfortunately, these tires are costly to replace, so many owners are tempted to use a standard tire instead. Of course, if they do 4 standard tires and they get a flat, they're going to be out of luck. At one time, Toyota did offer a kit that allowed you to buy a 5th wheel and tire and mount it in the cargo compartment of the van. That might be the best solution here. The check engine light goes on whenever the car's engine management system detects a problem that would adversely affect emissions. You may think your car is running well, but it isn't. More to the point, you may also be using more gasoline than necessary, or you could actually be doing expensive damage that will only show up down the road. The best solution when the check engine light goes on is to get the car fixed and get it fixed now. You'll also need to get it fixed before you go through your next emissions check. Running the tank down to almost empty really pays no dividends. There's a possibility that you could pick up sediment that would clog fuel filters, affect the pump, or the injectors. There's also the possibility that you might run out of gas, and that could actually damage the intake fuel pump, which is very expensive to replace. The best way to handle fuel, when the tank gets to a quarter full, fill it. Or add as much gas as you possibly can under the circumstances of the current economy. Letting the tank get all the way down to empty pays no dividends for anyone.
Hi, I'm Pat Olson, editor-in-chief of Cars.com. I used to dream about owning a Mini Cooper till 3 years ago I got into a 911 Turbo Cabriolet and I loved it. Now I've tried the 2011 and I love it even more. And if you can afford it, this is the midlife crisis car for you. Let's start off by talking about what's underneath the hood. The 911 Turbo makes 500 horsepower and that gets you from 0 to 60 in a sickening 3.6 seconds. Now that's managed by a 7-speed double clutch automated manual transmission that makes seamless shifts between gears. When we took it out on the roads, we went from 0 to 35, unfortunately in our case, very easily. Slowing down is no different. The 911 Turbo's top speed is 194 miles an hour. Now, while I certainly didn't come anywhere close to that on my drive, I did find that it is a very comfortable car. Perhaps even the most comfortable performance car I've ever been in. The seat is nice and supportive, but it doesn't have bolsters that penalize me for being older and overweight. The ride is also extremely comfortable. It's really more of a mainstream luxury sedan than of a sports car. When I first drove the 911 Turbo Cabriolet 3 years ago, it was about 150 grand. This one goes for about 173 grand. So let me just tell my kids, you know, kids, that college education, it's overrated.
Welcome to the Stevens Auto Mall Center Marketplace. Come test drive the 2008 Toyota RAV4. It features an automatic transmission, 4-wheel drive, and a 2.0-liter 4-cylinder engine. It's equipped with a ton of amenities, but it won't break your budget, such as remote keyless entry, one-touch window functionality, power door mirrors, and air conditioning. Safety was also on the top of Toyota's list of priorities. Priced at under $20,000, it won't last long. Climb inside the 2009 Toyota Corolla. With less than 30,000 miles on the odometer, this four-door sedan prioritizes safety, comfort, and convenience. Smooth gear shifts are achieved thanks to the efficient four-cylinder engine, providing a spirited yet composed ride and drive. Just some of the many features include one-touch window functionality, outside temperature display, a tachometer, and more. With many safety features and priced under $20,000, you'll want to see it for yourself. You will appreciate the utility of this 2008 Toyota Tacoma. With well under 30,000 on the odometer, this truck is a leading example of refined versatility of the mid-size pickup segment. It features an automatic transmission, four-wheel drive, and a 4-liter 6-cylinder engine. Top features include a split folding rear seat, one-touch window functionality, a rear step bumper, and air conditioning, all for less than $27,000. Test drive it today. Discerning drivers will appreciate the 2010 Toyota Avalon. Under the hood, you'll find a 6-cylinder engine with more than 250 horsepower, providing a smooth and predictable driving experience. This model accommodates 5 passengers comfortably and features leather upholstery, front and rear reading lights, a built-in garage door transmitter, power moonroof, and air conditioning. Priced at under $27,000. Come see it today.